gangster diesel here. Man, that sun is coming in on that mirror. Anyway. Yeah, today will be an interesting day. Today's Sunday. I'm on US 1. Headed back to the homestead. I've got like 9-mile stretch here before I get off. And then it's farm roads. Or, well, not farm roads, I'll call them country roads. Anyway, nice place to park there, buddy. Anyway, so just cruising along here. It's like really nobody on the road. It's Sunday morning, 7 a.m. So, yeah, it's like the first car that's passed me since or that's even been on here. And I'm going that fast, which the GPS says 57, so it's probably 58. So that might be accurate. Anyway, here's an idea of where I'm at. So, gonna be an interesting day because the reefer failed to cool yesterday after I picked up the product from the customer, and it wouldn't go below 26. It has a set point of customer set point. We'll get into that. There's an authority, person who operates these trucks. Their set point is like 0 stop start. The customer says, paperwork says, well, these envelopes that we get, it says -5. Not to, and then inside there's like these papers, like little sheets. Not to, frozen not to exceed 10 degrees. Refrigerated perishables need to be between 28 and 32. Anyway, so they were like, we'll just say holding on to my bills yesterday, my paperwork, and making me be like the last one there. Anyway, yeah, because I did a run for this authority back in March, like emergency situation, 5 days, blah blah blah. But they had already picked up the product, so I never dealt with the customer. I just dealt with the deliveries, and then grabbed the back haul, and came back, and then that was it. Anyway, so the past 3 weeks, first week I did a run, and all this crap happened where one day had to be rescheduled and pushed back, and then the last day, the second to last stop, caused me to miss the you see there's a trailer back there. Anyway, caused me to miss the the receiving cutoff time for the last stop. So then I had to add like another day. Well, since that happened, this is a weekly customer. I missed a week. And this is a sketchy. I'll make a vlog about it, I guess, but it's just kind of what's happening currently right at this minute. But it's a sketchy authority, a sketching trucking outfit of like 4 or 5 trucks, 4 or 5 trailers. Anyway, and it turns out this customer is sketchy too, so you know, get into that in another vlog. Anyway, so I do the right thing, you know. I still had to wait like another hour to legally drive, so I'm watching the temperature setting and it's not going down. Well, since they were holding me hostage, like trying to Like, the better phrase is teach me a lesson. Oh, I know what I was saying now. So 3 weeks ago I did a week. Then I skipped a week and I was supposed to be doing load board work. Well, but the truck needed some things taken care of. Well, so basically I didn't drive the truck for like 5 days. It sat. Not because the work didn't get done. Well, the minimum work. There's a list, a grocery list. Anyway, but no, it's a lack of communication for like the guy who runs this trucking outfit. Anyway, so so then I did a week last week, and this would have been week number 3, but really on 4 weeks on the calendar. Because like I said, there was like a weekend this 3 weeks ago I didn't run. Well, since I was still in the yard, I made the decision to call the customer. It's an emergency if there's an emergency during the weekend. Well, yesterday was Saturday and they had all left, so I called them. I was like, this product's got to come off and we got to switch trailers or whatever, blah blah blah. So they call somebody in so they can take it out of the warm box and put it back into their ice cold box. So I did the right thing, right? And I talked to the person who runs this trucking company or whatever. Oh, by the way, who CDL is suspended, so I'm supposed to listen to somebody who has a suspended CDL. You know, I kind of get in a bad spot here because there's the customer and then there's who I'm helping out, the trucking company or the small fleet or whatever you want to say. I don't even call them a fleet the way they operate, but anyway, might have to put this phone down, stop recording. But anyway, I did the right thing. Like, I had to, in my career, I've had 2 company reefer jobs, and that's exactly what their dispatch would have told me to do, you know? Hey, you haven't left yet? Call them, tell them to strip it off, we'll find another trailer, load it back on, reschedule the appointments, whatever, you know? We're not going to lose the product, you know? So, Maryland. Anyway, so, oh, I know exactly where I'm at. Because there's a little side road up here. They used to deliver to customer. Anyway, which is funny because I haven't gone straight through here on US 1. There's bits and pieces I haven't driven on all these years. Anyway, so this guy, he wanted me to leave the shipper at 26 degrees. Oh, I'm missing a key piece of information. You know, I said that I had to wait another hour to legally drive. So in that time, while I was watching the reefer, I saw a truck pull in, and with no signage, no lettering, nothing. But I'm like, it doesn't have a reefer on, and I'm at a reefer place. I'm like, it's got to be a repair guy of some sort, whether he does trailer repair, does tires, who knows what. So I flag him down because he's driving around looking for somebody who called him, because you can just tell. So he's coming back my way, so I flag him down like, hey, hey technician, like, what kind of work do you do? It's like, I do reefer. I'm like, oh wow, can you look at this reefer? He says, well, somebody called me, I'm trying to figure out who it was. You know, by that time there's like only 10 trucks there out of 100. So it ain't that hard to figure out. So the yard's pretty empty. Anyway, it might not even be 10 trucks, it might be 5. But oh, what's going on down here? Oh, bicycle. Oh, I need to make a left turn. Actually, I don't. I have my GPS. Sometimes the GPS won't route you where you want to go, so you have to like do a city center thing. So that's what I did. So now the GPS is going to be telling me to circle back around a million times. Anyway, so let me get through these gears. Progressive shifting. Oh, I'm empty, so it's easy. Yes, I'm into Kenworth 99 W900L. Anyway, for anybody who's never seen this channel. So, oh, grinding the gear a little bit there. So, get the cruise set. There's the setup of that. Actually, I guess I have my cruise set higher, but so anyway, the tech finally comes over and he's like, oh, I gotta look at signs. Oh, that's on the side road. Whenever I see those signs, I'm like, oh, what? I can't go any further, but it's always the side road. The no truck signs, if you guys couldn't see. And we got yellow flashing here. So, and GPS is bugging out, which I should probably, here's a good spot to pull over. I'm gonna pull over, let these cars around, and reset the GPS, I guess. So, now if you see, I'm kind of crest of a hill. So, if you look in the, let me set my brakes. I don't know if you can see in the mirror there. Yeah, you can't really see in the mirror, but you see that car coming? There's a traffic light up there. So it's a pickup truck, but you know what I mean. But that's a traffic, the signal light that I went through. It's not like a full-blown traffic light, you know what I mean. Warning lights. So I'm at the top here. You can see I can pull down further, but if I pull down further down there, people back there might not see me. I could get rear-ended, so I'm staying up here. Plus, that gives me room to get up to speed. But anyway, I digress. Or back to the program. So, I disconnect from the trailer so the tech can back up. He's got a lift gate so he can stand there. He opens up the doors and he's like, oh no. I was like, oh no what? Because I kind of figured this Mickey Mouse group of an operation that I'm helping out as a favor from a friend of a friend, or there's a mutual friend, put it that way, asked me to do it. So it's the only reason I did it, because like I said, I helped out this guy back in March and I was like, nope, never again. But the one thing is I can check out the authority and I can check out the customer and hang out with my buddy a little bit, because he does the sister route. So the mutual friend that asked me to do it. I think he's just lonely when he goes out on for the week. Anyway, so, but I do understand, because like we fixed the reefer, put a new starter in a Thermo King. Was that like Wednesday morning? So I mean, it's an easy job, but when you got 2 people, you can knock it out fast, because you can have the surgeon and you can have the assistant. Well, I was kind of like the assistant. I was just like grabbing the tools, and then we reached a point where he didn't have any combination flat wrenches. So luckily we were, well, not luckily, it was kind of planned, like, to do it in a truck parking area, so there's other trucks around, so somebody's got tools, and a I couldn't find any flat wrenches, but this one guy, I'm trying to remember his name, TC or something like that, over there in Grand Rapids. And you're probably not going to watch this, but yeah, thanks for, the guy had like, he said he had a driver in his truck take all his good tools, but he's like, here's 4 adjustables, you know, because like regular socket didn't have enough, regular socket ratchet didn't have enough clearance. Anyway, so back to the, after tangent number 50, back to the technician going, oh heck no, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing whatever he said. He's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. After you open the doors, like 2 seconds later, I was like, yeah, how bad is it, or whatever? And he's like, I refuse to work on it. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't surprise me with this Mickey Mouse group, this Mickey Mouse operation. So I don't do stuff like that. I fix things right away. Anyway, it's a 122 unit. Well, I'm gonna say 122. I'm trying to say R. It's an R22 unit. And somebody converted over to 404A, and it's one of those. Anybody out there, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but the guy's saying that particular model, a carrier reefer, cannot be converted. It just needs to stay R22. And he's like, well, it's like, I'm not going to take your money, and plus there's a crack there. I can see it right away, like, or whatever. He knows what to look at. I don't. I mean, I could probably fix it, but that guy could do it if he has the parts or whatever, or, well, he wasn't willing to. But, you know, he could do it in probably 1/10 of the time or 1/5 of a time than, like, me, you know? I'll do it right, but it's going to take me more time not knowing, not doing it every day kind of thing. So, yeah, like that starter on that Thermal King or whatever the other day, it's only 4 bolts, but he ain't got box wrenches, combination wrenches, flat wrenches, whatever you want to call them. There's not enough clearance to get a socket in there, so that's one little detail. I mean, you open it up, the doors, oh, that's gonna be easy, you know. But you know, that's where things add time, you know. It's like then you gotta chase down the tool, you know. So that's a important part of it, that this story, that I already got a this reefer is going to be more than a 5-minute repair type of thing, so no bother calling a second person out. So that's why I decided to call the customer and tell him to strip it. And I thought this guy had a backup trailer from this mutual friend. Not a backup, an unused trailer. There's 5 tractors under this authority. Whether they're company or individual owned, the trailers are the authorities. So there should be 5 trailers if there's 5 trucks, right? 1 truck's not being run because, if I didn't mention before, the guy who runs the authority, his CDL is suspended. So, and I'm driving an open truck, so technically there's 2 open trucks under this authority, and then 2 that are run by, we'll call them company drivers, and the last one is an individual that owns his own truck and doesn't have to deal with the Mickey Mouse part, just with the money man, the authority, and that's it, you know. Doesn't have to go through all this crap. Anyway, even after all this stuff, I had decided, like, a couple days ago that there's no way I'm even going to go under this authority because this other guy that runs the trucks will be lurking around or has influence if something does come up that the authority's not going to rule in my favor or whatever. There's going to be issues. Plus, they don't run things the way I would run an authority. And I guess it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to get my own authority, because there is somebody out there that runs it exactly as I want to, but they just don't contact me. They haven't contacted me. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for an email. The only email they responded to was, oh, you sent, I got a rejected, I sent a direct email and I sent a company email, like sent 2 addresses. And I got a bounce back, a reject from, I'm like, didn't know exactly how they had their trucking company email. I didn't know what it was exactly. So I got a response saying like, oh, this is, you know, because I copied it to the individual, and it's like, no, it's actually this, you know. So now I thought, oh, okay. Now I'm going to be sending emails directly to the company Gmail address. I'll get a response. But it's like I bought Diamond back in, I had the cashier's check June 1st. Didn't get it signed over because the authorized signer wasn't available. It was like until like June 14th. So since June 14th, I've had the temporary title, I've had the registration, I've had the insurance, I've had the tags, and we're now at August, what? It's Sunday, first Sunday of August, 2018. And there's about 5 different authorities I've dealt with, or like trying to feel out or get information. Now, okay, half of it is I am busy working, but we live in a day of technology. Everybody's got a computer in their palm in their hand. They call it a smartphone. Pretty much everybody. Almost everybody has some kind of cell phone, if not a smartphone. There's email, there's social media, and people won't get back to me. Now, I think one of them did ask me, one of the requirements I did not see necessary, so I did eliminate one of them. But back to what's going on here. I'm just taking the country roads. Well, this is US 1. I wouldn't really call it Dissy. Well, it looks country, but not really the definition of country road. But anyway, so what was I gonna say? It's gonna be interesting because I don't know what's gonna happen. And well, this guy, he said after I got unloaded and stuff, he's like, well, bring the equipment back. You know, it's 4 hours away from the shipper, back to where we live, and he's gonna get it fixed. So I was up since like 4 a.m. yesterday because I had to take these inbounds to his customer, do the musical docks, and because it's cross dock refrigerated, and get the outbound load for the next 3 days. That's what we do for this week, or what they do, and I'm helping out. So they said they rescheduled this all for Monday to get reloaded Monday, but he's going to send down another guy, which I don't understand because that other guy has a load already. So then last night, I take the country roads back because there's truck stops on it. If I take the interstates back, the sections of interstates that I hit, there's no truck stops. None. Nada. Zero. And a lot of traffic. So, and I figured I was going to get tired at some point. 4-hour drive, you know, and if I take the interstates, there's no safe place to pull off to the side. There's, until you almost get to like the 3.5 hour mark, when you're almost there, when it's a 4-hour drive, there's a rest area. The only one on that stretch, 4-hour trip. So, I'm like, if it was in the middle or towards the beginning, that rest area, when it's towards the end, it's like, okay, whatever, I'll just take the rural roads, like the alternate route, the back route, the non-interstate route, where there's little individual truck stops on. So if I get tired, and then once you get up to a different interstates, there's the major truck stops. So that's what I did. I parked at one of the majors last night, so I'm like halfway back, well, about 2/3 way back. And I was like, well, I'll do some laundry while I get something to eat and go to sleep and wake up. Well, I get this text. I don't know who the blankety blank you think you are, or you think you're driving your car, but I need that truck back right now. I'm like, you said bring it back. You didn't say a specific time. I mean, I'm just trying to do it in legal time. So if I'm tired, since I've been, at this point it's about 11:30 p.m. Been up since 4 a.m. Well, do the math, hours of service, you know? So, I was like, so you want me, I sent him a text back, so you want me to drive the truck and trailer back tired? No response. But, so I would have got back like, say, midnight or something. Midnight on a Saturday night, this guy has dudes do his like side stuff. He don't take it to regular businesses for repairs and stuff. So I highly doubt on a Saturday night somebody's gonna come over and fix this reefer. Oh, correctly, because it's got a crack somewhere in there. I didn't look at it because I was like, I don't care. I just want the product taken care of, you know. It's not my customer, but turns out it's a sketchy customer, and this is a sketchy authority, and that dude is sketchy. A piss poor businessman. But anyway, so let me get my GPS set up here. I think I know which way to go. I know what road I want to hit. Let's see if the GPS is cooperative and thinks the same way I do. Gives me the route. Let's see here. I mean, it's calculating. No, it's sending me like way out of looping around. I'm going to back roads and it's sending me towards Philly and towards Baltimore. I'm on US 1 South. I just passed the Maryland line or whatever. So I just crossed into Maryland. It wants me to go over a 3-hour route towards Philly and pay tolls. And it wants me to go, that's the second route. And it wants me to go almost 2 hours, the route basically back to the interstates that I didn't want to run. Because this guy doesn't want to pay tolls. So there's this whole piss and moaning about tolls. It's like, okay, if there's a bridge and the toll is like 5, 10, 20 bucks or whatever it is, why do I have to go out a route to avoid it? And some bridges you can, so then he has to pay. But yeah, I got this whole stink about using a PA turnpike. It's like, okay, the other week, it was that first week, I was like, well, how is it going to make the appointment time? Oh, well, I guess he did have a point. The late appointment charge is less than the actual tolls. Yeah, but guess what? That's my time. Time is money. And even if it's not my time, it's truck time. If you're late, they gotta work you in. So now you're gonna be there even probably about 2 or 3 times as longer. You're not getting empty sooner. So guess what? Then you're not on to the next load. So you're not on to the next money. And that's not, I'm not concerned about my money. I just want to be paid for a fair day's work. So if I did the work, yeah, then I care. If I don't get paid, which I didn't get paid yesterday for the run I did this week, for the work I did from Friday to Friday for them. They're supposed to put it in Friday night and hit your account Saturday at their bank. I had to, yeah, that's right. To get paid, I had to open an account at their bank. All right, now we're really getting sketchy. It is a major bank, but there's a lot of undocumented people that have accounts at this particular major bank. Gee, I wonder why. Sketchy. That's right, I'm using your favorite phrase there, Trevor. Sketchy. I doubt Trevor's watching my channel, but anyway. PR, I'm gonna watch the Power Stroke stuff sometime. Anyway, let me get back onto this. I guess we are going to select the route, and we're going to see how long it takes for Rand McNally GPS here to get back, figure out which way I want to go. So I'm just going to put on the map and zoom it in. I'm not showing you because then you know where I'm headed, but anyway, I'm basically the customer that I can get if I had more trucks. I'm basically going to be going through their shortcut. And the thing is like, I kind of was hoping, like that was the other thing, I was kind of hoping this guy has, or this authority has five units, 5 tractors, and if you add me, there's 6. And then if I round up a couple other people I know, we could maybe get it to 10 or 15, right? So I could go in and take this customer. A mega carrier is going to find out, because like the people, we'll say it's a medium-sized company, medium-sized carrier, they're going to lose it. They're going to lose the account. I basically already have the okay to take it. I just don't have. It's funny. It's like everything, like things like happen. It's the cart before the horse. Seems to happen to me all the time in business. It's like, not all the time, but I eventually get it to work or get it figured out, or you know, or go back to the step that was skipped. It's like when I bought Diamond. I wasn't looking for Diamond. I wasn't like really looking to buy another tractor, but she was there. And then I was like, trying to put like 3 different drivers in there, and they had 3 different situations of, which is funny. The third one, he'll like call me once in a while and he'll be like, hey, I'm on home time, you know, and we live in the same area. We used to work at a same company job like a long time ago. So I would hire him, except for communication. He's like, yeah, you need to tell me about more of this stuff. I know when I met you, you know, I thought you were a smart guy, and you know, I need to know all the details and all this. That was like 3 days ago, right? Well, his home time is probably up now, so he's probably headed out today. Well, probably tomorrow, probably Monday, or maybe Sunday night, because she does reefer too. the I'll say medium, but not quite mega carrier that he drives for. Hey, now you know what? Maybe you call him a small mega carrier. So anyway, I can't say who it is, but anyway, it's gonna be interesting when I get, because like I got a text. See, that's the other thing. This guy sends me text, which is cool, you know. I'll give you an example. I did a Midwest to East Coast load that delivered. I picked up Wednesday and delivered it Friday. I have to stop by the house off route. I had enough time to do that, and it was like $2,800 or something like that was the rate con. I had the sheet. I ain't gonna show it to you, but I have the sheet. But all I did was send text updates to the broker, and he was like all happy, and then he called. Some reason he called me like towards the end, and you know, and I take a picture of the signed bill and send it to him. You know, like, I don't know. I just figured to get paid faster, you know. Even though, like, the physical bill I haven't given to this person yet, because when I was home, they didn't have time to stop and get the paperwork from me for the week. And then they're like, oh, well, until we have the paperwork, we can't pay you. I'm like, I was home in the same area you live, and you didn't want to meet up with me to get the paperwork. And now you're telling me you can't pay me because you ain't got the paperwork. All right, well, whatever. Sketchy, 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 whatever. So I get this text that says, leave the key and the fuel card in the tractor when you park it. Now, there's some talk that somebody's going to buy this tractor that's for sale, and I'm going to switch to a different one. That was talk of the mutual friend. I asked the guy who's driving the other one if he knew anything about it yesterday, because we all happened to be at the same place. He didn't know nothing about it. But he is the one that wants to buy the one that I'm driving. He wants to buy the Kenworth, he's driving the Peterbilt. So that would make sense. So, and he's going to go down Monday to pick up this load. So that means the load that's on the Peterbilt, who's driving that? I haven't found out yet if I'm driving it. I kind of don't want to drive it. And now I'm going to be put in a bind because I haven't been paid. Now I'm going to have to hop into it. Like today. Anyway. So we'll see what happens. But this routing the GPS gave me is telling me I got a 2-hour drive and it's only 45 minutes. Going the rural roads that I know you can use because that's the route for the customer that I basically have the keys to, but I'm not at a point that I can service them. So I'm not even gonna try. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm not even gonna try. Maybe I just take my one tractor over there and do the open runs, the overflow for it, which wouldn't be a bad thing because then they get to know me or whatever. And the route runs right by my house, so it has a 1-night layover. But I live on the route, so it's going to have multiple layovers. I mean, my brakes are going to be spent at the homestead. And it's not like I need to sleep in my own bed. I actually prefer sleeping inside the sleeper over a bed. I don't know, I'm backwards. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But that reefer was empty, right? It didn't. I set it at -5 until 11:30. It was after this. It was while this guy was texting me, like threatening stuff or what, no, or whatever. Or saying, "Who the blank do I think I am?" And I'm driving this. This is not my car. Like, well, that doesn't even make any sense, you know? Like, you gotta write a little bit more than, like, 2 sentences, you know? I know texts are supposed to be short, but, like, how am I supposed to interpret that, you know? I don't even know and the other thing with text messages, the downside is you don't know the tone. So, like, if I say something that somebody might take the wrong way, I put a smiley face or something like that behind. I don't do emojis, but the old-fashioned thing, or LOL or something, so like people don't take it the wrong way, because it's like they're words. You could, I don't know how the reader is reading them. So I'm one friend, anything I type, she takes it the opposite way, saying I'm mean and all this stuff. You know, like, no, I'm just facts. You know. But anyway, one time I did like a couple words, capital letters, and she's like, "Why are you yelling at me?" When there's like 100 other words that are like, you know, the normal capitalization or whatever. I was like, if the whole message was the tech in caps, then I would think that would be yelling at you, but whatever. Some people. Well, I'm up to 43 minutes almost. So, here's the dealio. I was saying, again, derailed, sidetracked. It was, without looking at time, let's say I got that trailer stripped off 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Before the sun went down. As it was starting to, the trees were starting to shade the parking lot. So we'll just call it 8:30. It took a whole 3 hours for that trailer to go from 35 degrees when I closed the doors on the dock to -5, empty. Which the first half hour had, you know, it didn't have like direct sunlight on it. So you're saying I'm saying a good 2.5 hours in the dark, and it didn't shut off until after 11:30. So 3 hours to go from 35 down to -5. Yeah. And I defrosted it, and I heated it, and I did all the stuff you're supposed, you know, like what the technician told me to do, which I knew to do, but he said to do. After it comes out of defrost, heat it up for a half hour to get it completely defrosted, and because it's got a crack and it's low, it's low on Freon, it's struggling, so it's gonna ice up, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I shut it off. Actually, I should turn it on now. We're gonna do that right now since we pulled over. Even this is US 1, but you see, there's not much traffic. And there's a sign back there for the trucks turning. But let's turn this thing on. And I'll give an update later of what my 45-minute drive But anyway, it was like 74 degrees when it was 74 degrees outside when it shut off at -5. But here we go. That's the trailer. I mean, it's insulated well. So when it shut off last night at 11 o'clock, see, it's a split axle. But it was at -5, so, and it's at 32 now, so it hadn't been running for like 8 hours, so it held the cold. The other thing I want to say is, when it was reading that 36 degrees, it was reading the temperature of the product, because once it was empty, it was at 37. I said 35 before, but it was at 37, and well, there it gives you an idea where I'm at. But that's how long it took to drop a half. Now on this carrier, it drops 0.5 at a time on reading it. But right now I'm in the shade, I'm in the cool. I'm gonna guess it's like 70 degrees or 65 degrees right now, 65 to 70 degrees. But yeah, look at this. See that mud flap? Ain't on the other side. See that step? Yeah, I took that off to the other side. You know why? Because these bolts, there's only one bolt on anything. This is another thing, sketchy. See that? Wing nut, wing nut, wing nut. Where's that wing nut? All I do is hear this thing rattle down the road. I think there's something wrong with the trailer. Anyway. But this is their diesel. We're gonna sign off for now, and let you know what the and as always, drivers, stop driving dirty.